For goodness sake, woman, if you're going to make the video, make it right. I'm embarrassed by this. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a requested video for you and it is a review and update of the Nice Mini and the Nice Nano, both by Louis Vuitton. This little small one at the front is the Nice Nano and this little one at the back is the Nice Mini. Now there is a Nice BB and I think there is one even bigger than that again, but I don't own the Nice BB. It's more probably for me, I would view it as a toiletry case or a travel toiletry case. I don't have it. I don't foresee myself buying it anytime in the future, but I do have the Nice Mini and I do have the Nice BB. I have had both of these for quite a while now, so I do think that I am now using them enough and have been using them enough to do this review and to give you an honest review and a useful review of what I think of these and what I think of their functionality and if I think they're worth it and if I think you should consider investing in them. Obviously that's always up to you, but I'm going to give you my opinion. I've been using them for quite some time. I can give you pluses and minuses, so we're going to do that review today. This has been requested. It's been requested by a couple of people and now I'm getting around to do it, so hopefully this will be useful for you. So let's start with the Nice Mini. This is the first one that I bought, and actually if you go way down to the bottom of my channel, the first ever video that I did, and it's terrible. The quality is terrible. I'm not in it. It's talking hands. The audio is not great. It's not great. But the first video I ever did was a review of the Nice Mini and showing what fits in the Nice Mini and how I use the Nice Mini and the capacity of it. And I will, embarrassingly, link that video up above in case you want to have a greater look at what fits in this. And I also have a video with both of these talking about their usability, and I attach straps to them and show you them worn crossbody, used as bags, different ways to use them. And I will link that video as well, because if you're considering either of these pieces, that video will also give you more in-depth look at other ways to use these and using them as bags, attaching chains, etc. and whether or not that's something that you want to consider using and something you think would be worthwhile for buying these. I have to say from the outset that both of these, I do not use them as handbags, I do not use them as clutches, and I do not use them as carry-alls in my bag. I know that some people will use the Nice Nano as a catch-all in their bag, and I'm going to talk about it in more detail, but I don't use them like that. The Nice Mini, I have to say from the outset, is one of my absolute favourite Louis Vuitton pieces. It's one of my biggest hits from Louis Vuitton. It's one of the pieces that I have absolutely zero regrets about buying. I think it's fabulous, so long as you know what you're buying it for. I think if you're buying it with the intention of using it as a crossbody bag and attaching a strap, and do check out that other video that I have where I put the straps on it and show you it, I think it might be a little bit bulky sitting on your side, and I think it might be a little bit fussy getting in and out of it to use it as a bag. But it is an option, I suppose, to get your money's worth out of this. But if you are planning to buy this as either a toiletry holder or a makeup holder or something that sits on your vanity or on your desk to organise your items, I think it's fabulous. I am somebody that likes to organise things. When this came, I was really, really excited about this piece arriving. I was also really excited. I have an organiser in mind. Now, I bought the organiser myself. It was not gifted. It was not sponsored. But I really, really recommend if you're getting one of these and you want to use it either as a makeup holder or a toiletry holder, I personally think an organiser is a must for it. I think it'll be a beautiful mess in there without it. I think it'll be very frustrating trying to find your stuff in. I think everything will lie on top of one another and I think it'll be really unorganised. Oh, that would not work for me. That would drive me nuts. So an organiser for me was a given. I didn't use this until the organiser arrived. The organiser arrived slightly after the Nice Nano or Nice Mini, arrived, and once I got it in, I had lots of fun being the geek that I am, taking my bits out and putting it in and organising it about, and it still sits like that now. Now, I have lifted this off my desk and I am showing you this exactly as it is because I want this to be an honest and frank review of this piece. I have not cleaned this up. I have not taken everything out and reorganised it to give you the best view of this. I'm giving you a view of how I use this on a daily basis. But when I say on a daily basis, I mean every day. This has everything in it. So even if I'm not really wearing makeup on a day, it has my concealer that I might stick under my eyes to look a bit more alive. It has my primer. It has things. It'll have my moisturiser in it at times. So this does get a lot of use. You can see, if the camera will pick up, you can see bits on it where there's probably makeup prints from my hands. You can't really see it. The camera isn't really picking it up, but for the amount of use that I give this, there's little bits that you can see there, a bit of makeup on the top of it here. You can see a bit of makeup on the top of it here, and that's from me with dirty makeup hands lifting it. But for the amount of use it gets and for how little care I take whenever I'm firing my makeup on, haven't washed my hands in between, it's actually holding up really, really well. The vachetta is perfect. There are no watermarks on it. There are no stains on it. There are no makeup marks on it. And again, that is from heavy use. There's nothing around the side. The zip still works perfectly and smoothly, to quote Connor and his reels. But to be honest, it's never really closed because I keep everything in it like this and use it. You can see that there's bits of makeup on it from being used. But if that would annoy you, or if you are a bit more committed to keeping your pieces of makeup, toiletry uses like that cleaner than I can, that will just come off with a baby wipe. I haven't done it because I want you to see a real look at it. But this, if you were to take a baby wipe and wipe it over the canvas, this will come off. I think for the amount of use this gets, it has held up perfectly. There is no damage to the structure, but I definitely think the organizer helps with that. And as you can see in mine, everything you will see up here, there is makeup up here from the brushes hitting it. There are probably bits of makeup around the side of it. But this is the wipeable, cleanable interior that the Louis Vuitton toiletry and makeup pieces have. So that will clean off. If I want to wipe that up and have that looking far better, it will clean off. Now I'm going to take the organizer out to show you the state of the organizer and why I think it's a must for one of these pieces. So this is mine inside without the organizer. You can see that it has probably eyeliner here. It has bits of eyeshadow from the brushes hitting across the top. It has little bits of black pieces of fluff and bits of eyeliner along the bottom there. And it has bits of makeup in the side where it's hitting the side above the organizer. You can actually see the line. Oh my goodness, that shows you how little I clean this. You can see the line where the organizer sits around this. You can see how perfectly clean the interior is down below the organizer here. And then you can see the mess, the dirt, the makeup above it where the organizer stops, and you can see what it does to the interior. So personally, and as I say, not sponsored, not gifted, I really just think for the use of this and to look after your piece, an organizer absolutely makes sense. Even with that though, that is that wipeable interior again. So if I was so minded to look after my pieces better, I could lift my makeup out in the organizer and clean this, and it would clean up really, really well. All of that would come off along the side. It does have the Louis Vuitton plaque in here, and it does have this little slip pocket at the back. Because I have the organizer in it, I don't really use this. I keep the organizer in it all the time. I never ever use it without it. And I'm going to show you the organizer now. And if I didn't have the organizer in this, this would all be on the ends. There goes an eyeshadow. Wouldn't be my channel if I didn't drop something. But if I didn't have the organizer in it, this would all be on my makeup bag or on my Nice Mini. So you can see the makeup all around the side of this. You can see, oh, she's dirty. She really needs a wash. That is from me using her every day basically with my makeup. Now the bottom's not so bad. If I take the makeup out of this, I'll even take it out of one section just to show you. I hope you're not triggered. It's thick with makeup. You can see the bronzer. Sorry, everything's falling everywhere from it. But you can see the bronzer on here. You can see in that one, you can see eyeliner. You can see lots of bronzer and brushes and makeup. and you can see it. If I took any of these out, you're going to see the same thing. It is covered in makeup. So really, if you plan to use this, let's just give you a look. For goodness sake, woman, if you're going to make the video, make it right. I'm embarrassed by this. Look. So, yeah, I know. It's not showing me up in the best light. This comes out, so you can take this out of the organizer and have it as one open space. Look at the state of that. It is full of bronzer. It is full of mascara, eyeliner, brush hair. Not my best moment, I don't think, but let's keep it real on this channel. That is all what's inside the organizer, and in these little bits that go inside this is the Samorga version. I think I still have a coupon code for Samorga Princess that maybe gets you 20% off, but as I say, not sponsored or anything, but personally you can see how much I use it. I keep this inside mine to make compartments. You can keep it without that just to keep it clean. So I definitely think if you're buying one of these and you're going to use it as makeup or toiletry, you should have the organizer in it. With the organizer, I think it's very, very useful. I think it is, not going to say good value for money because we are talking about luxury pieces here and they are expensive. It is more expensive than when I first bought it. I think though it is pretty decent value for what it is if you're going to use it as a makeup case regularly, if you're going to keep everything in it, if you're going to let it be the organisation that sits on your desk and it's going to be a focal point to see the Louis Vuitton canvas and it looks like a mini trunk sitting on your desk. Personally, I think it is worth it for the amount of money or the amount of use that I get out of it. And I say that even though I know it's very, very expensive for what it is. But for me, it's worth it because I use it that much and because it just adds that organisation for me. I think that it's iconic looking. I love the look of it. So I also think it's a bit of decor in my dressing room. I've absolutely no regrets buying it. If I didn't own it, would I buy it at today's prices? Yes, I would. And I am ashamed to say that I probably would without a second thought, and I know that that is a lot of money, but that's how much I love this piece. I think that I would add it again quite quickly because it's something that I love to look at, but it's also usable. I think when you add the organizer, you're getting a very, very usable piece. I think without the organizer though, it would be a beautiful mess. I don't think it would be as worth it without it, but certainly with it, yes, I do recommend it. It's one of my favourite pieces. It's one of the pieces that makes me smile. One of the pieces I use regularly. When I think of the cost of it versus some of the bags that I don't use that regularly, absolutely, I think for me it was worth it. And I love this piece. I recommend it. It's one of my favourites. Everything is back in there and nicely organised. Let's move on and talk about the Nice Nano. Now, from the outset, when I bought the Nice Nano, I think I said in my unboxing, I bought this knowing that I was buying this almost like a piece of decor. For me, the cost of it, I rationalised that for decor, I was happy enough to pay that price. I think it is super, super cute. I really love the look of it, but I have to be honest and say that I haven't found it to be as usable as the Nice Mini. This is what she looks like when she's zipped up. I think she is super cute. To me, it also looks like a little mini trunk, so I love the look of it, but it's certainly not as usable even with an organizer as the Nice Mini. I bought it knowing that. I bought it knowing that it would be decor. Do I recommend it as much as I do the Nice Mini? Do I think it's as usable? No, I probably don't. I think buy this if you're happy to spend the cost of this, knowing that its use will be more limited than that of the Nice Nano. Now do check out the previous video that I did with this. I went through all of the uses for this. I showed it storing SLGs. I showed it storing a number of things. I showed it with the chain on it. This one would be easier to wear crossbody as a little bag than this one would because it's smaller, it's neater, it's more discreet. It does fit a chain and you can wear it crossbody, although the zip opening I think still could be a little bit awkward. The ways that I have used this, I also have an organizer in this, and to make it usable for me in the ways that I've used it, I recommend getting an organizer in it if you want to use it. Personally, I would have been happy with this sitting closed, zipped up sitting, say for example, on one of our sideboards, our coffee tables with coffee table books on it, and this sitting on top of it almost like decor. I knew that buying it, but that's a very privileged position to be in, and that's something that you would need to know going in and be happy to pay this cost when you were buying it. Thankfully though, I haven't used it just like that. I have found uses for it and it does get used, not as much as that. How I'm using it at the minute is for my lip products. So I have the organizer in it and I keep my lip products in here. I found whenever I had them in there, I also have a couple downstairs. There's a Chanel one that a good friend sent to me, and there is also a Dior colour that I wear a lot that are downstairs in my work bag. These are the other colours that I wear. I don't buy a huge amount of different lip products. I generally stick to the same because I know that's what I'm going to wear. 2 of these are these. I swear by having these little Nivea sticks here for if you ever get chapped lips. I have the Dior Maximizer, which I like. I have the Dior lip gloss, and then I have some Dior and some, I think I've only one Chanel. And the other Chanel is downstairs. I use this to keep these organised. I like the look of it sitting on this vanity desk. This vanity desk here is really long. It's quite long for a vanity table, so there is space on it. The Nice Nano sits with the Mini. The Nice Nano sits with these lip products in it, and it makes it, for me, when I look in there, it's much easier for me to get the colour that I'm looking for, and it keeps it organised. I like my makeup to be sitting in these organised. That works for me. I'm a bit of a geek. I have also previously used this for perfume samples. If you've watched, I don't know what video is coming out first, but I have a perfume collection video coming, and I keep perfume samples because I wear a lot of mini bags, as you can see behind me. So I like to keep the perfume samples that you get to put into my little key clay that I put into mini bags, and then I can take a perfume with me. I don't like to, if I've been shopping all day to feel a bit uncomfortable, I like to be able to spray them, top it up, but it's a little tiny sample and it goes in that bag. So I did use this previously to keep all of my perfume samples in. I now have them in something different. I've also used this on my desk in my office upstairs. I use this a bit like a pen holder, the desk tidies that you get. I know, I hear it. It's a bit of a bougie desk tidy. I hear it before I say it. But I had my pens in this, and I had my little paper clips in it, and I had my little dog clips, ear clips in it, and I had a lot of pens for stationery in there, and that sat on my desk as a desk tidy. The reason it's changed is because I bought the London version of the Elizabeth pencil case at Christmas, whenever the Christmas Louis Vuitton collection came out. So that's now sitting on my desk upstairs as a pencil case with my pens in it, and this is now down again with my lip products in it. So I have found uses for it. I did talk about it before in one of my least used videos, and I got comments about, one of you guys had let me know you use it on your bedside cabinet and you keep in it your moisturisers and your cleansers and things like that, and that keeps that lovely and tidy. And I think also that would be a stunning piece sitting on your bedside cabinet. So when I did get that message, I actually had this on my bedside cabinet for a while, and I had in it my hand moisturiser, my hand lotion, and some hair ties and some other bits and pieces for nighttime, and it does look fabulous sitting on your bedside cabinet. So this gets moved about for me because I like the look of it. I like to be able to see it, but whatever I'm using for it at that time, and at the minute it's lip products, and it's sitting in here in the dressing room. I don't regret buying it because I knew going in that its use would be limited, and it was also as decor, so I don't regret buying it. Do I recommend it? I think you need to listen to what I'm saying and look at that other video about the uses of it before you would spend the amount of money that this is. I think you need to consider those uses, how limited they might be, and whether or not that works for you and you're happy to spend that amount of money to either hold lip products or perfume samples, or maybe to keep. Some people do use this in their bag as a catch-all. For me, I use the mini pochette and I use the Toiletry 15. I find they're flatter and easier to use. In my Neverfull that I take to work, this one is a little bit bulky, and I generally haven't used it like that, but it is an option. So I think, for me, don't regret it, still love it and happy that it's here. Don't recommend it as much as I recommend that one because the use of this one is more limited, although it is cute and it does look so fabulous sitting on your desk. I hope this has been helpful for those of you who requested this video, or anybody that's thinking about either of these pieces. I hope it has been helpful. If you are thinking about it, do check out those other videos, because I think it'll give you even more insight into whether or not these are for you. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you for being here. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.